Where do I start? Where do I start? I I don't even know where to begin with this football club at the moment. I'm so far detached from it. I'm so done with this season. I haven't enjoyed any moment of this season other than probably the Barcelona game. That is probably the only time I've had any enjoyment for this season. And other than that, it's just been a shower of shit from day one. From the moment we saw that transfer window shut in the summer, we knew there was going to be an issue. We knew when we needed a centre back and we spent £90 million on wingers that have proven absolutely nothing. Now, granted, I did have faith in Garnacho, and I hold my hands up and say he's absolutely disgraceful, and I got that one wrong, and I shouldn't have backed him. But we knew there was going to be an issue. We knew when we headed into this season with Liam Delap as our number 9, and we were starting João Pedro in the 10, and we didn't have another main striker to come in and help Delap, that we were going to have issues. Now, obviously, João Pedro has come into his own since the turn of the year, and he's done fantastically well. He gets a goal today, which was outstanding, but it's hard to celebrate when you're in a position where you're 3-1 down, or 3-0 down, at the time, to Nottingham Forest, who have been battling this season to make sure they don't get relegated. And they put out a B team. They put out a B team because they're worried about the midweek fixture. They're preparing for it. They're not worried. They're preparing for it. They're 1-0 up against Aston Villa. And we're there doing our usual nonsense. This is 6 games in a row. We have never done 7 in a row, I believe. I think 7 in a row is we've never done 7 in a row. 6 loss in a row. Finally, we get a goal. That's our first goal in all of them losses. 2 minutes it took for Nottingham Forest to score. 2 minutes. And once again, it's a ball over to the back post. Can't mark. And it's headed in. I've been saying it for a long, long time. This whole back line, the whole defence, every single one of them needs to be binned. All of them. Gusto, Chalobah, Tosin, Disasi, Badiashile. Cucurella at the moment, you're on a fine line because you've been shit for about 3 months now. I'd keep Cucurella, but he's treading on a thin ice because he needs to put it together. I don't know what he was doing. All game, don't know what he was doing. Reece James I'd probably keep, but then you see him in the stands smiling at 3-0 down. Do you think any other one of our captains would be doing that for our history? That pissed me off. I've got a lot of time for Reece James, but that pissed me off. Sitting there smiling. It's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. And where do we go from here? We find ourselves, 4 points off a 16th? 6 games ago, we're fighting for the Champions League spots. Now we're in a position where we're well clear of it. We're not getting it. Hurrah. I don't want it. We don't deserve it. I know fans should want the best for their clubs, but we don't deserve it. There's no point us going into this competition just to fill spaces and just be journeymen in a competition for the sake of it. Nah. These owners also need to feel it in their pockets. Don't get the money. There you go. But does it matter? They took pay rises this season. The board and the directors took pay rises this season. Now, all of the players have a clause in their contract, all the new ones, that if they don't reach the Champions League, if we don't reach the Champions League, they get pay cuts. Bro, we are fucking shit. I can sit here and agree with you. We are terrible. This is the lowest I have ever seen Chelsea Football Club. The lowest. I've been watching them since 1996. This is the worst Chelsea team I have ever seen. Ever seen. And in absolute, like, honestly, absolute fucking embarrassment. And we're still in the FA Cup final, but I'm not excited for that. I'm not excited at all. A lot of people will go, oh, shit fan, you should be supporting your club even when in the highs and the lows. You should be excited we're in the FA Cup final. Bullshit. How can I be excited? I haven't enjoyed any part of this season. I haven't enjoyed. Like I said, the Barcelona game was probably the only game I liked. The only game I enjoyed. You know, whether it was Enzo Maresca in charge, Rossini in charge, or now Callum McFarlane. Shit, all the way through. And I'm constantly sitting there repeating myself that the ball didn't do enough for Maresca. Maresca didn't do enough. Rossini, PE teacher, should never have been employed. And now we've got a substitute in there who played a role in all of that beforehand. And we've left him in charge to try and get us top 4 or top 5 or top 6 even. We're banking on top 6. I don't even know if we can get top 6 now. Let me just double check. So if this will be if we can get top 6, it's still embarrassing that we're relying on Villa to go win the Europa League and finish 5th. An absolute disgrace. Let's have a little look. So we've got 48 points. 6th place is 4 points away. We can still get 6th and hope Villa win the Europa League. How embarrassing is that? That we've got to rely on others to get us into a competition that we want to be in. I don't want to be in any of them. I don't want to be in the Europa League. Don't want to be in the Europa Conference League. Don't want them to be in anything. If these players and the management staff can't handle the amount of games, then we don't deserve to be in these competitions. We haven't got the squad for it for a start, let's be honest, because the owners at the start of the season completely depleted it all and stripped the squad and replaced it with shit. Every single season, every single window, slowly but surely, they're getting rid of players and replacing it with absolute crap. Not just the players, the management, from the top down to the manager. Shit. Average. Bang average. We used to have Tuchel in charge. Somehow, these owners who've never managed a football club in their lives came into the club and decided, I'll tell you what we'll do. We've got a better idea. This little winning model that you've had for the past 20 years that made you the most successful club in England in the past 20 years, we've got a better idea. We're going to look at the Brighton model and we're going to go for that. And we're going to get rid of your world-class manager who just won you a Champions League, by the way. We'll sack him off and we'll bring in our own. Tell you who we'll bring in. We've got a very good manager. He's won it all. Graham Potter. Now deal with that. Now deal with all the players coming back on loan that you didn't even know you had. Now go out and buy all these players on ridiculous wages, ridiculous fees, because you don't know what you're doing. And there you go, Potter. Deal with all of that. When he's had no experience with dealing with that shit before in your life, sack him. Then we'll bring in Frank Lampard. Good luck dealing with that shit. Sack him. Then we bring in another one for one game. And then, what are we doing? Then we'll get in Enzo Maresca. We'll roll the dice on him. Always won the championship. We'll roll the dice on him. Just so happened to achieve everything that we wanted to achieve in that season. Won a trophy we should have been winning. Scraped top 4. Everybody forgets the in-between of Enzo Maresca. And I've even forgot Poch. I forgot the fact that we employed Poch, who had to deal with the shit after Potter. I've skipped a manager. Head's gone. At least Pochettino, created a superstar in this team that we could look at and we could admire and that we could enjoy, even when we're playing shit. Even when we're playing shit, he created a player that we could watch there and just go, oh, do you know what? I'm excited to watch him play. I'm excited to see what he can do. Because he ripped it up and he held us up. Then Pochettino, he's come out recently. We knew this anyway. They mutually agreed to get rid of to cancel the contract under Pochettino. He didn't want to continue. He could see this wasn't working. Now, Pochettino didn't really get the backing of it. There were some fans that liked him. I'd say the majority of them didn't really like him. I wasn't a massive fan of him. But at the end of the season, on that season that he left, I sat there and said, you know what? If he goes, whatever. If he stays, whatever. At the end of the season, he kind of showed, that we can play football. He switched up the formation. And we are where we are. But he leaves. Then we roll the dice on Enzo Maresca. Just won the championship. Now, a club like Chelsea, you're looking at all the managers in the world. You go for the one that's just won the division below and think, that will do. That will do. At the time, I weren't happy with it. And I wasn't happy with it. I'll tell you what, I weren't happy with it at the time. And at the start of his campaign, I was buzzing. We were flying. Got to December. What happens? The usual with Enzo Maresca. Capitulation. And then the press conferences. The calling out of players. The putting them down, telling them they're not going to win anything. Giving them the free pass to play shit, which led to the capitulation. He has to take responsibility for that. The disciplinary issues that we had that continued after he left. Then we managed to scrape it. We managed to win a competition that we should have been with. Any manager running this club, managing this team, at that time should have been winning that Europa Conference League. A lot of people sit here and go, oh, you're downplaying his achievements. Fucking bollocks. Absolute bollocks. And then a lot of people want to go, oh, your standards FC. Bollocks. If we ain't winning that Europa Conference League, what are we doing? Any manager that didn't win that competition, out you go. We win it. Why do we win it? Cole Palmer, after the game, comes out and says, oh, you know what? I wanted to just stop passing backwards. Got fed up with it. So I thought, let me just cross it in. And we score a goal, which leads on to us, going on from that to win the game. Otherwise, we were just sticking to those tactics in a final. This is the one thing that really winds me up about these Maresca lovers, yeah? Let me make it clear. I think Maresca's a good manager. But I have my reasons for why I said at the time he needed to go. And what I don't like is this revisionism now. Can't stand it. I can't stand that people have forgot the in-between. What happened in that first season to get to where we are now, to the next part of the second season, to where we are now. It's all just forgotten about because we saw silverware. 2 games, in my opinion, or you could say 3, the Betis game because we won it and we won it quite comfortably in the end. But 2 games defined this manager being a great manager. All the other games between then, we didn't exactly play great. You look at this season, you could go through every single fixture list. In fact, I might just do it. And I'll tell you whether we played well or not. But people want to sit here and do this revisionism and go, wow, look, all you Maresca outers, here you go. There's certain fans on this fan base who love chatting shit about it. I don't even need to name names. Everybody knows who it is. Because it suits their agenda. And then they want to do, context for this manager. But they won't do context for the other previous managers because they didn't like them. Like Pochettino, for example, had to deal with a lot worse than what Enzo Maresca had to come into. Still managed to get us to a cup final. Yes, we lost to the Liverpool kids. You know what I'm saying? But there's no context added into that. You see Enzo Maresca with Cole Palmer, and it's just completely gone down. Like, since then, completely gone downhill. Picked up an injury. He can't bring it back. This guy is starting to look like a one-season wonder. He really is. Like, I'm watching him play, and I'm just going, this is not Cole Palmer. This is just not the player at all. He can't beat players. He did one good thing today where he spun on the ball, done 2 players and won a foul. Other than that, I'm looking at him going, who the hell is this player? Then we go into this season, same issues under Enzo, same problems. You got to bear in mind, we had the easiest fixture list that we've seen in such a long time. People love to forget. We struggled. People add context. Oh, we've played loads of games in the summer and all this. Oh, he didn't get the back in. That's the one thing I agree with. We didn't get the back in. He didn't get the back in. And I'll back him on that. He did not get the support this season. And I said at the time when he decided to leave, I understand why. Because these owners have ripped this club apart. But I still think there was issues with his management. And people will just go, well, if he had the players, well, if Pochettino had the players, do you know what I'm saying? This is what bugs me. It bugs me that people want to do this revisionism but don't want to apply it anywhere else. Oh, if he had the players, we'd be doing... Get out of here, man. Let me go through if you really want me to go through the fixtures, yeah, I'll go through all of the fixtures this year and I'll tell you whether I enjoyed the game or not. Because it's easy. I've gone Chelsea women by accident. Well, even the women's team is looking tough at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Another thing that they're fucked up. Here we go. 9th place. Incredible. Incredible. Oh, what we've done here. One second. I'm just going to double check. See if anyone wants to join in. Right. We go into the pre-season off the back of a Club World Cup. We win 2-0 against Bayer Leverkusen. We win 4-1 against Milan. We think everything's gravy. Then we play Crystal Palace and we struggle to beat them. We should have lost that game. I'm sure Eze scored was that the one where Eze scored a free kick and they disallowed it? So we just about got that draw. We play West Ham. We win 5-1. We score 3 goals from a corner. A West Ham that were looking absolutely dreadful. Now look where they are in the league. So if you want to apply context, we beat a relegation team. Way, as expected. Even then, I thought we played shit and still managed to win 5-1. Then we go and play Fulham. Getting caught out on the high line. Goal disallowed. Lucky to come away with a 2-0 win. Who scored in that game? Let me just double check quickly. Joe Pedro and Enzo Fernandez pen. Controversial decision from VAR meant that we won that game. We go to September. Brentford 2-2. Played shit. Again, back post, long throw, can't defend, can't beat a low block side. Goal. Garnacho not marking up at the back post. 2-2. This is supposed to be an easy run-in, by the way. Champions League, Bayern Munich. absolutely outclassed. Now, we actually played all right in that game. We actually played all right. Absolutely outclassed. Dominated. Absolutely bullied throughout the whole of that game. Manchester United. This is where the problems really kicked in. Sanchez sent off within 5 minutes. Absolute idiots. You know, the same goalkeeper that we were praising for the PSG game, rightfully so. He put in an absolutely worldy performance. It was fantastic. Started off the season okay, but still got that bozo moment in his head. You know, the same player that Brighton, I say this so many times, the same player that De Zerbi got rid of because he said he makes too many mistakes. And he's always got it in him. And what do we see? Manchester United makes the mistake, sent off in 5 minutes. And then what happens? We capitulate. Not only that, Enzo Maresca takes all of the players off that are going to score us a goal. We manage to get back into it. They get a player sent off. But then we've got nobody who can score a goal. We lose 2-1. Enzo Maresca takes the pelters online. People forget, but then they add context. Oh, but he's down to 10 men. I've seen other teams win with 10 players. Why can't ours? Do you know what I'm saying? Then we played the Carabao Cup against Lincoln, and we just about scraped through that. Not to, Buonanet. Forgot we even signed that kid. How embarrassing is that? On loan as well. Then we go and play Premier League, Brighton at home. What do you think happened? This is a club that Enzo failed to beat, by the way. And I saw all the tweets when Rossinha got smacked by them and subsequently sacked, because it was probably the worst performance I've ever seen from Chelsea. And deservedly so, he deserved the sack. I saw the revisionism then. They're forgetting that we lost 3-1 at home to them under Maresca. I've just turned this whole stream into a Maresca rant. And, well, it's not a Maresca rant. It's a rant towards the fans that keep doing this revisionism, this bullshit, applying context elsewhere when they don't want to do it here. Then we play Benfica, 1-0 win. We scrape through that. That's August and September. So far, we haven't played a game that I've enjoyed at all. We go into October. We play a struggling Liverpool side, really struggling Liverpool side. We scrape past that with a 2-1 win. Esteval last second of the game with a tap-in. Happy days. That was exciting. Did I enjoy watching it? Not really. I enjoyed the ending for like 1 minute. Then we play Nottingham Forest away. We beat them 3-0. That was quite a convincing win on paper. But if you remember the game, they should have been 3-0 up in the first half. Everybody forgets the in-betweens. They just read these results out and go, oh, I've seen it. I've seen them post the results and go, look at all these wins, and you wanted to get rid of him. I hear it. I do hear it, because the results are what matter. But people are forgetting that the warning signs were there already. The warning signs have been there. Then we play Ajax. Ajax were terrible. We beat them 5-1. They still scored first, I believe. Did they score first? Let's have a look. Yeah, they had a player sent off first very early on, and they still managed to go to 2-1. That was it, 2-1. Then we play Sunderland at home. Our home record, by the way, my God. I don't know how you Chelsea fans are going there week in, week out. It is shocking. We lose 2-1 to Sunderland, last minute winner. This is supposed to be the easiest run-in that we've had in a very long time, and it would have put us in a very favourable position. But no, Everybody seems to forget the in-betweens. Then we go to the Carabao Cup. We win 4-3, having gone, what, was it 3-0 up? I think we went. Let me click on it. We went 3-0 up, and Jamie Gittins scores. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Yeah, it was 3-0. The Wolves scored at the end. So, yeah, it was 3-0. Oh, and Delap got him. This is where we start seeing all the problems, the red cards and that. Delap getting himself sent off. I remember that. Absolute idiot. We went 3-0 up. Who's this Dos Santos guy? Hey, Dos Santos. That must have been an own goal. I think it was an own goal. We went 3-0 up. They come back to 3-2. Then we go 4-2 up. Jamie Gittins scored a screamer. And then they 4-3. Again, a game that ruined by the fact that we just concede goals left, right, centre because our defence is shit. Enzo Maresca asked for a centre-back, didn't get a centre-back. He was right about that. You have to give credit where credit is due, and you have to just be factual with it all. Even though I had my things that bugged me so much about him, he wanted a centre-back and he didn't get it. He didn't get it. These owners have to take massive responsibility for this whole season and how it's planned out. But so do the other people. So do the managers, and so do these players, because all of it's been wrong. All of the performances haven't been good. Then we go into November. Beat Spurs 1-0, scraped it. Carrier bag 2-2, embarrassing. An absolute embarrassing result. We play Wolves in the Premier League. We win 3-0. Probably one of our most convincing wins. You know, probably would say, yeah, okay, that's probably the first game that I enjoyed from August to November. Wolves. Worst team in the Premier League this season. At the time, on track to meet Derby's record. Do you know what I'm saying? Then we play a Burnley. We win 2-0. Expected relegation fodder. Then the big game, 3-0 Barcelona. That's the one game that I sit there and go, yeah, you know what? I was very happy with that performance. Very, very happy with that performance. Then we play an Arsenal in the Premier League. We draw 1-1. Caicedo getting sent off. Chalobah header, we go 1-0 up. Marino scoring the header in return. I think it was Fofana on the pitch at that time that I think completely didn't track his runner. That was a decent performance, but still not the win that we needed. If you look at all the top 6 records for all of these managers that we had, shocking. If we are going to progress going forward, we need to start beating the top 6 teams. We need to start, in general, we just need to do better across the fixture list. Like, it's just been... Honestly, from the start of this season till now, it's been shocking. We then go and play Leeds. We lose 3-1. That was embarrassing. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Before that Brighton game, that was probably one of the worst games of the season. Then we draw 0-0 to Bournemouth. Like, can't you see? The only team here, the Man United team that beat us 2-1, struggling Man United side under Amorim, still managed to beat us 2-1. And we had the opportunity to win it. The only team up until this point that we've played up till December is Arsenal. This is an easy fixture list. And we're struggling. Then we play Atalanta. This is when I looked at Maresca and went, nah, I've had an absolute enough of this. When I saw 3 right-backs playing in midfield at one point. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. Can't watch this no more. Can't watch it. Lose 2-1. Struggling in the Champions League. Struggling. Then we beat an Everton 2-0 after that. I can't remember that game, to be fair. Cole Palmer and Gusto score. I think we played all right that game. I can't remember. Then we play a Cardiff City. We win that. Expected to win that. Draw to Newcastle 2-2. Lose to Aston Villa 2-1 at home. Trust me, not even their first team. A rotated side today. Absolute embarrassment. Absolutely an embarrassment. And then we draw to Bournemouth on the last day of the year, or the second from last day of the year, the 30th of December. We draw to Bournemouth 2-2 at home. Then Maresca leaves. Then the rumours come out that he's been talking to Man City in the background all of it, this whole time. The board have known about it. Apparently he's agreed that he will be the next Man City manager. Yet people still want to do this revisionism. People still want to sit there and go, oh, yeah, we should not have got rid of him and all of this shit. Forgetting all of that in between. Up until that point, they forgot all of that in between. How easy the fixture list was. How poorly we were playing. The warning signs were there. And like I said, I will agree with people when I say that the ball did not back him. But they still forget this part. They forget when the Man United, he subbed off all the attackers. They forget when they went and lost at Brighton, he subbed off all the attackers again. They forget when he went and lost to Atlanta that he put 3 right-backs in midfield. They forget when we come up against the Brentfords and the Bournemouths that we couldn't handle, not Bournemouths, the Brentfords, the low blocks. Or when we come up against the Leeds team, we couldn't handle the low block and we got absolutely peppered because we couldn't create anything. Everybody forgets there was a discipline issue that started at that point. In fact, it started the season before, that they couldn't get out of these players. Everybody forgets the season before and how these players were treated, how some of them were put into the bomb squad, how some were put into the B team for the Conference League, how some, like Nkunku, Sterling's, Disasi. I mean, I don't rate Disasi, didn't rate Sterling anyway. Nkunku was all right. The João Felixes were all right. The Viego was all right. All bombed off. All of them made a decent squad. But they're gone this season. Because why? Who we had in charge. They forget all of that. They forget all of that. But I completely agree with this as well. The managers are irrelevant. It's true. My point is, Jake, that I'm getting on to all the people that keep doing this revisionism with Maresca. They look at, look what happens now because he's left. They forget all the in between up until the point of him leaving and why I believed at the time he should have gone. What I didn't expect is the ownership, which is in check with your point, is that I didn't expect this ownership to go and get a PE teacher and put him in place. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't expect him to go and get a Liam Rosenior after all of this and expect Liam Rosenior to go and turn around all of this shit or at least stabilize us again. But he did for a short while, and the football didn't look too bad for a short while. But we had an easy run. We had a very easy run in. And he lived off of that moment, Rosenior. And the fact that it took him a while for him to implement anything into this squad. And the players were playing with freedom. They could do what they wanted. And it was more free flow in attack. It was, drive. Let's get the ball forward. Let's keep the ball moving quickly. I mean, watching today, we were doing that possession-based bullshit that we were doing under Maresca and under Rosenior. Just doesn't work. Keep the ball moving. Keep it ticking. Play it quickly. Attack the goal. Go score some goals. But it's all irrelevant because we cannot defend to save our fucking lives because this defense is absolutely shit. It's shit. Thank you. This has been my point the whole time because I've held pelters for saying that at the time that Maresca went, he should have went. I've held pelters. Everybody forgets. They've all got short-term memory. They forget nobody wanted him because he was a championship manager. Everybody forgets he won a competition we should have been winning. He scraped top four in the last game of the season. Everybody forgets all of this stuff because he'd managed to beat Luis Enrique and Hansi Flick. That's it. 2 games. Did he beat Pep? No. Did he beat Amorim? No. Well, he did actually once. Cole Palmer scraped that one as well. Oh, no, that wasn't even him. That was Poch. I just realised that was Poch. So did he beat Amorim? I can't remember. Didn't beat Brighton. I know that for sure. Didn't beat Crystal Palace. I know that for sure. Struggled against Eddie Howe. Struggled against Areola. So I just don't get it. I don't get the revisionism. It pisses me off. I'm fed up with the fan base. Keep doing it. You know, what we should have done is at that time if it is true that the board knew that he was talking to Man City and he was accepting a job for Man City, they should have gone out and got us a proper manager, an experienced one, or said, look, this has derailed our fucking season. Certainly not go and fucking employ Liam Rossini. They should have put an interim to the end of the season. I don't know. Look what Man United done with Carrick, and Carrick's turned it around. Why didn't they go and bring in a JT? You're not going to get Lampard. He was doing wonders at Coventry. But they don't want JT anywhere near the club for some reason. Don't get it. I don't get it. People will say, oh, at the time when he left, there was no one available. I tell you now, if it was my club and I owned this club, the fact that I'm willing to just spunk 90 million on 2 left wingers who can't kick a ball or cross a ball in or dribble, take on a player, I would happily put down 20. What's the highest paid manager in the year in the world? Is it Simeone, 24 million or something like that? Well, go and put 25 million down and say to Jurgen Klopp, come back to football. Come back to management. I know he was manager of Liverpool. Let's forget all about that. Come manage Chelsea. Come sort the ship out. We'll give you a little bit more say because you know what you're doing. Make you the highest paid manager. They could have done that. Everyone sits here and goes, oh, but we knew that they weren't going to get anything. So what? Are you accepting where we are? That's the reality. All these people that are doing this accept where we are as a club. But they'll moan about it. They'll moan where we are. They'll moan about the results, and they'll say this ain't the Chelsea that they want to watch. But then when it comes to that manager, for some reason, they'll accept that standard. And then they'll start going, oh, your standards FC. Your standards FC. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Well, you look at all our managers that we used to have. World Cup winners. League winners. And we've gone for Potter, Poch, Maresca, Rossini. Who's next? Who is next? That's the biggest question. Who is next? You make a good point. Who does? What manager does look at this and go, I want that job? Because it's not appealing. It's not appealing to no one. It's not even appealing to the ordinary man. I don't blame Rossini for taking the job, by the way. He just wasn't ready. He's not ready. The job's way too big for him. He's got a lot to learn. And this experience for him will be a massive learning curve. He'll learn to shut his mouth and just be normal. Stop doing all the PR and the robotic shit that he's learned along the way. And he will learn a lot from that experience, but he should not have been in charge. Never. But this leads me to my point. They have to drop the model. Blueco have to drop this model. If they don't exactly, the manager and then the players as well. Full team full of captains. But they have to drop this model. They have to go out and get international players. They have to go out and get a solid manager that's got some experience now. Jake, what would be your shortlist for managers? I had this discussion on a stream recently. For me, the manager has to be proven, someone that's won stuff, someone that's worked in, the top leagues, or a player that has achieved everything in football. So these players can look at them and go, cool, man, look at him passing on the football pitch. He's better than me. How can I tell him no? He knows more about football than I do. So for me, I lean towards a Xabi Alonso. He's played everywhere, won everything, won a World Cup, footballing legend, be better than every single one of them in that training ground. There's not a player there that's better than Xabi Alonso to this day. Guarantee you, if he's still playing, he's better than all of them. Went invincible with Bayer Leverkusen. Now it is the German league. We like to say that. It is the German league. Like, you put us in the German league, where do you think we're finishing? We ain't winning it. I doubt we'll even finish second. Because we're shit at the moment. Yes, he went to Real Madrid, but Real Madrid is a completely different level to Chelsea. And if you don't think that's true, you're deluded. That is the greatest club in world football, Real Madrid. The toughest job to manage. The egos in that football team, insane. I'm leaning towards Xabi Alonso. My first choice, which I've said, would always be a Jurgen Klopp. Make him the highest paid manager in the world. I was just about to say that. I would like a Simeone. Luis Enrique, I can't see him leaving PSG to come here. I just can't see him doing it. He's got a good project at PSG. They've done the model correctly. Young players, the best in their positions, and they've done it brilliant. They've got a good manager in to manage them, and now look at them. So realistically, I know that they won't go for a Klopp because they're not serious. They don't know what they're doing. They're not serious. They like to roll the dice at every given opportunity in the hope that it works out and they can get some value out of these players or even the managers. So if someone comes along and poaches them, they can get a little bit of compensation. We all know what it's about. Here we go. Yeah, I've been looking at all that online as well. The amount of debt that we're in at the moment, and when it's, meant to be repaid, the amount of revenue that we're losing out on now, especially the fact that we're not going to get the Champions League. What do we do? Like, what do we do? Their option is they're going to have to sell players. They need revenue. You look at the stadium, they're not getting enough compared to other clubs. So we can't compete for the players that they're signing. But we can still waste 90 million on players. I tell you now, right? I don't buy this revenue shit with the stadiums and meaning that we can't buy players. Because we've bought players. We've continually pumped 1.7 billion. Apparently, there's still 1.3 billion there available from Bowley's side that can be pumped into the club. Now, if they are serious, they have to get the recruitment right. That will mean that we need to spend a little bit more money in terms of the contracts that we're offering these players. But it needs to be well thought out players. Recruitment needs to be spot on. We've got to stop with this rolling off the dice of players. We've got Omega coming in next season. Roll of the dice. Don't know what he's going to bring to the Premier League. Even the Strasbourg fans are fed up with him. Have been saying we just want him out of the club now. We've got Quenda coming in. Again, another roll of the dice. We don't know what he's going to be like in the Prem. He could be horrific. And that's £60 million down the drain. What do we do? Well, we had the opportunity to get him, and we had the opportunity to get Desiree Doué. We was offered him 50 million. We was offered Doué, and we rejected it. We said, no, we won't take it. We'll go elsewhere. And look who we've ended up with. That squad of players that we've got is honestly the worst squad I've seen. Like, you might as well. We could play the 1996 team in this league right now. I'm telling you, we'd do all right. We would do all right. But right now, shocking. But listen, I've had a massive rant. I've got a lot off my chest. This ownership needs to drop this model. It's not working. They need to recruit properly. The problem is recruitment. If money is a massive issue, which apparently it is, because we do need to get rid of we need to start paying off these loans. We've got till 2033 apparently until these loans need to be paid, but then they'll be at a value of about 1 billion, which is worrying. Which means that we may need to sell some players. Well, I think Enzo Fernandez is gone at the end of the season anyway. I've said that. But any player that we get rid of now, we need to have an improvement on. The work has to be insane by this club. Them 5 SDs, get rid of them all. We only need 1. Why have we got 5? Like you said, they all got pay rises. Why do we need 5 of them? Get rid of them. Save some money there. The problem is they'll be raising the ticket prices, the season tickets, the fucking food, the drink. They'll be charging you to piss in the toilets next because they need to raise the money. I've been reading online. Apparently, Ares management, the one that funded all of this, can force them into selling the club if it really gets down, really gets gritty. That needs to happen. These owners are just incompetent. They're not managing this institution how it should be done. Obviously football should come first, but obviously financial side of things plays a massive role. Now, last season I was looking at it and thinking, okay, the finances are not actually that bad, because that's from a flipping point of view from players. That hasn't even considered all the debt that we've put ourselves in. But when you've spent 1.7 billion and the players on the pitch, or all the players in your team and your squad are at net value or valued at the same, it looks okay. Because I've got a spreadsheet of all of the transfers that we've done, how much we've paid for them and how much they're now valued at. And the value is going up on these players. But that means that we will be selling our best players. And the problem is, you just look at the whole model down to a T, 1.7 billion. And like I've said before, we could have spent 1.1 billion on 11 players. That's our 11. That is our team. These are the ones we're going to ride for. We've built this team around this 1.1 billion. And then that 600 million could have been used to do the flipping. We'll spend 600 here. We'll have a couple of players that we'll bring into the squad every now and again to keep their value going. We'll send this one out on loan. They will be the dice rollers, or have a few dice rollers and at least bring in some winners here and there. We've got no one. You've got no leader in that team, none at all. No, I agree. I do agree. It's looking bleak. I mean, this is going to be the biggest summer coming, the biggest, and we will really see where I think a lot of Chelsea fans now have seen through the whole bullshit. They've seen through this. I think, like you said, they've been catfished. We've all been catfished, but this season has just unfolded. The problem is, them 2 trophies that we won gaslighted us all to believe we was in a great position. To be fair, I think we was all right to say that. But when that transfer window slammed shut, like I said, we knew he was in trouble. And we are where we are because of that. The recruitment has just been poor. And every now and again, they're getting hits but majority of them are just misses. But even Palmer now, for example, is starting to look like a miss. That guy's value, right, shot up from 40 million to 135 million pounds. I don't even want to check it right now because that's probably dropped. Even it's still probably up. We're probably still up, but we're probably 35 million pound down from that figure. He's probably valued at 100, maybe less now. Because what club's going to look at him and go, well, I ain't signing him? Because if it was me and I'm Tommy Tuchel, I ain't taking him to the World Cup. Why am I taking him? He ain't done nothing. He ain't done nothing all season. Why would I take him to the World Cup? I wouldn't be looking at him going, yeah, you're going to do something for me. Even when he's played for England, he ain't done all that. So I'll just be like, no, you're not coming. I might take Morgan Rogers. Do you know what I mean? You've got Bellingham there. Why do I need you? Eze's been good this season. I've got Eze. Why do I need? I don't need you. I've got Saka on the right. If you are coming in, you're only going to be benched. So it's like, honestly, we're in deep shit. We are in deep shit. We are in deep shit. They've got to drop the model. They've got to. That's the only way. They've got to. There's a lot of sales that they can make this year. They need a revamp. Yeah, or even Morgan Gibbs-White. He's been playing well this season. But they've got to drop the model. They've got to stop with these youngsters. They've got to stop it. They've got to go buy some experience. They have to. And you look at the squad, there's loads of players that they can cut out of that team and get some money for. If they've got 1.3 billion, do they take the pump on that? And see whether, all right, like this is the last throw of the dice. Like if we can't do anything with this 1.3, we're stuffed. But where's the revenue coming from? We can't even secure a front of kit sponsor. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Shower of shit. Well, Chelsea lose 3-1 at home to Nottingham Forest to add to our woes. That's 6 L's on the bounce. We finally got a goal out of that. A very good goal from João Pedro, by the way. Shout out Jesse Derry today. I thought he'd come on and was, something fresh, something new. Thought he was exciting, running at his player, trying to take him on. I've seen him cross the ball in, and I already know he can cross the ball better than Gittins and Garnacho straight away. Fought for the header, won the penalty, and I hope he's doing all right in hospital. Because it looked, he was wiped out, weren't he? Cleanly wiped out. And then Palmer comes up and misses it, like fucking pathetic penalty, by the way. Shout out João Pedro. He had another goal that was disallowed. He's been good this season. Well, second half of the season. Enzo Fernandez at the post. Did he do anything else? Don't know. But he's been one of our better players this season, but he's off in the summer. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. And who have we got next? Liverpool? I mean, they're in the mud as well, but I can't. Just the way that we're playing, I just can't see us getting a result against Liverpool. Then we've got Spurs. And I'm worried. Because we're going to keep them up. We're going to keep them up. We're playing them at home. And we are doing a Spurs. Spurs haven't won at home for God knows how long. We can't win at home. It's not a fortress anymore. It's an embarrassing place to play. We just get slapped at home constantly. Then we've got Sunderland away. We might not win a game. We might not win a game to the end of the season. You know that. This might be 9 L's on the bounce. 0 points in 9 games. That is the reality. That could be the reality. We can, let me check the 3 games left, right? And we can only get 9 points. My God. We can only finish 6th. So yeah, we need Villa. This is the annoying thing. We need Villa to win the Europa League if we want to have a chance of getting in the Champions League. Reality is we've got to try and finish 6th, even if it takes us into the Europa League. I don't want to be in these competitions, but if we're talking about this debt and how much money that we've got to play, we're going to need that money. We're going to need that revenue. Oh, mate. I'm worried. I'm not going to lie, Jake. I am worried. I'm starting to think we're going to be the reason why they stay up. I know Villa absolutely threw it away the other day, and part of me wants them to get knocked out of Europa because of it. But I slightly feel like we're going to be the one that gives them even a point. Do you know what I mean? If they need a point, we're going to give it to them because we're horrific. We are that bad. And if it continues into next season, if we don't sort out this window, there needs to be outgoings, there needs to be incomings that are spot on, and we need to get the manager appointment right. We're linked with Areola. Again, it's a dice roll. We're linked with Marco Silva. That is relegation. I don't want to hear it. I've heard people talk about his tactics and all this. I watched them against Arsenal the other day. They were fucking shit. I heard Omri come out afterwards saying, oh, yeah, but I saw, the shape and all of that. Bollocks. Don't listen to him. They were absolutely wank against Arsenal. And that's who we want to employ. It's another dice roll. Just dice rolling. Just throwing dice. Will we hit a 6? Will we hit a 6? Will we hit a 6? Go get Klopp. Go get Simeone. Wait till the summer World Cup. See who's available. If Ancelotti's available, go get him. If fucking Nagelsmann's available, go get him. Sell them the project. You're telling them, we're going to give you transfers. You can have control. See, Fabregas come out today and said, oh, yeah, I'm constantly in touch with my, I'm not in touch, constantly in speaking with my my sporting directors, and I've got a lot of control over the transfers. I even designed the training pitch and all of this. The managers that come into this club have no say whatsoever. The SDs who are behind all of this shit recruitment, and they were there today, all of them. All of them were there. Get them gone. That's one thing we need to do in the summer. I don't get it. I don't get what this ownership are looking at with these SDs and going, you're doing a good job. How can they look at them and go, yeah, you're doing all right. You're doing good. Yeah, you're really doing a good job. They don't know football. Ekbali does not know football. All this data-driven shit doesn't work. I saw Poch's interview the other day. Bang on. There's certain things in football you cannot measure statistically. Your heart, your desire, your belief, all of this stuff that gives you the extra bit of, it's just, the way that this club is run. We're run by clowns and idiots who think they've got this, they're coming out with this new way of managing football clubs, this new niche in the market that's going to change football. That's going to, we're going to dominate in years to come. We're going to do this model. And then when they get older, when they first come in and they were signing youngsters and putting them on these death row contracts that are like 9 years long, we're looking at it going, yeah, they'll develop. But in like 5 years' time, we'll have a solid team there full of all of these players that we've developed, and they'll be sick. We're now nearly there. Do you know what I mean? And we are shit. We're now nearly there. And like I said, if we carry on like this, we're getting relegated. That's the reality of it all. That's where we are. Anyway, I've ranted on for too long. We've lost 3-1 to Nottingham Forest. Absolute bullshit. Shout out everyone in the chat and thanks for tuning in. If you're watching over on X, make sure you hit the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button and like the video. trying to get the channel up to 500 by the end of this year. I think it's a reasonable, little challenge for my small channel. Appreciate everybody getting involved in the comments and stuff. It's good to jump on and vent. It's good to talk. But this club is in the mud. We are in the mud. But anyway, stay tuned. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in a bit.